Doo-doo-dee. It's Nandi!
Hello friends. Another patch is upon us and I'm going to bring you all the juiciest bits and talking points. We have a new character, a new faction with accompanying legendary release event, survival, and more. As usual, I'll give you the highlights and analysis that you need to plan ahead. So let's take a look. To begin, here's a broad overview of what you can expect over the coming month. A brand new Imperial faction set to be revealed later this month, starting with a legendary release event beginning June 1st. A survival event where Imperial forces fight against Genestealer cults and Tyranids. This one comes with a twist as 3 characters from the new faction will be available to try even if you don't own them. We get the introduction of Forcas, the Inner Circle companion and 5th Dark Angel. Sarquail will be your Battle Pass character this season. There are 2 tournament arenas. On May 7th we have the Power Up format, and on May 20th we have the Faction Wars. We have 2 character quests, one for Tarvak and one for Jude. We also have a special Training Rush event from May 8th to 11th, as well as a Warp Surge event from May 22nd to 25th. There are 4 different Blessed Requisition banners. Tactician's Club updates and now includes some free-to-play progression. There's also a big overhaul to elite nodes and how upgrades are farmed. There's a lot to dive into, so let's break it all down. We'll start with the big one. Snowprint have announced a new Imperial faction will be revealed formally a bit later on. They have asked us as creators not to spoil things, but I suspect when you see the new faction upgrades, you'll be able to work things out for yourselves. The new faction also has a new legendary character, who has a legendary release event that starts on June 1st. Snowprint have kindly given us the track requirements ahead of time, and I have put those into my usual infographics for your perusal. On this slide you'll see a summary of the tracks, restrictions, and enemies. Snowprint continues to make these newer legendary release events a little harder, and I've highlighted here some of the challenging ones. These infographics tell you how many points each character scores for the events, and parse where you might need to focus your efforts. Remember, just because a character scores a lot of points doesn't mean they're good at Horde mode. I'll give you some recommendations later on. I've divided this up by Imperial, Xenos, and Chaos to more easily digest. I've also taken the liberty of breaking down each section. For the Alpha track, you will face off against the Thousand Suns. The main units to watch out for here are the Daemons, and you'll need to be mindful of positioning, not to take too much damage. For the Alpha section, there is very little overlap between the 5 restrictions. I think your best bet is to combine Terrifying and minimum 4 hits, but even then I'm not really convinced. I think you'll end up needing unique teams for each track. For Beta, we fight against the Astra Militarum and Ultramarines. I've gone through each of the levels and the only Astra Militarum are the 2 on screen. Thankfully, no las cannons or mortars this time. Once more, it is tricky to find obvious overlaps to complete multiple tracks. No physical is fairly generous and lets you use a wide range of characters, so I would combine that with another track if you're looking to save tickets. For Gamma, we fight against the Genestealer cults and Tyranids. The Genestealer cults are pretty annoying enemies, and you'll have to kill them all twice, meaning you can easily become overwhelmed if you're not ready for it. Here, no bolter and minimum 3 hits gives you a lot of character overlap. Here is how I would combine the traits unless your roster is so juiced up you can blast through levels with only 3 or 4 characters. This mysterious new faction will also be playable in the survival event this month, where we use the Ultramarines, Adeptus Sororitas, Adeptus Mechanicus, Astra Militarum, and the new faction against the Tyranids and Genestealers. The reward character for this survival is Roswitha, meaning that as you complete survival runs and earn more points, you'll also earn more Roswitha shards. In this survival event, there is a special power-up that lets you deploy characters from the new faction even if you don't own them. I think this is a nice development which gives players the chance to try and test characters before they invest time and or money in them. Also, potentially playing with 7 or 8 characters at the same time is quite a lot of fun. Outside of the new faction, there is the 5th Dark Angels, Forcas the Inner Circle companion. It seems like the first Legion saved the best for last. He joins the game through a hero release event starting on May 11th. He looks pretty cool, looks to be an option in raids, and I have a dedicated showcase for him that you can check out. It includes a replay against Magnus with 900,000 damage. There are 2 tournament arenas this patch. The first is traditional power-ups, and the second is faction wars. Similar to the one we've just had, some factions get additional summons in an effort to level out the playing field. At time of recording, I don't know if Snowprint are going to tweak those summons and numbers, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are collecting data and thinking about changes. We've seen this type of home screen event before, but there are some tweaks and improvements. You get points for every enemy that you kill, like before, but now there is an appreciation that elite campaigns require more energy. So you earn more points if you kill enemies in elite campaigns compared to standard campaigns. Fighting manually with your characters earns you 3 times the experience, and if you play on Sunday, which is normally a double experience day, then the experience is additive, so you get 4 times the experience for battling manually on May 11th. Warp Surge is a special event that is running in-game from May 22nd to 25th. During this event, Chaos characters each earn 3 times experience in Arena, and random daemons spawn on each side of the battlefield. Defeating Chaos units, whether in campaigns or Arena, earns you points. This ultimately progresses you in the event and lets you earn prizes like Blessed Requisitions, ability badges, and more. I'd mentioned this earlier, but there are 4 different Blessed Requisition events this patch, each one giving you an opportunity to earn different characters. I have showcased each banner here on screen, along with the dates that their events run in case any interest you. The Tacticians Club isn't something I've really touched on before in previous videos. Essentially, the idea is that by buying stuff directly from Snowprint's web store, you earn currency, called Tacticians Credits, that allow you to progress through ranks and earn rewards. Previously, the only way to progress was by spending money on the web store, but with this patch, you'll also be able to complete missions that will allow progress and therefore rewards. I'll close with a quick note on elite nodes and upgrade farming. There was an understanding and appreciation that not all upgrades are equally available and farmable, so Snowprint have reshuffled things in order to make things more equitable. Now every upgrade from uncommon upwards has at least 1 elite node. Each faction-specific upgrade has at least 2 nodes, and if there is a particular upgrade that lots of characters need, those tend to have extra nodes too. There are some exceptions, but these are placeholders for future faction upgrades. Tacticus Ambassador and Friend, FMG, has very helpfully put together some graphs that I'm cycling through on screen. You'll be able to see the before and afters for each upgrade and how many elite nodes each have. Thanks, FMG. There are a couple of other things to point out and bug fixes that are mentioned in the notes. There's a big change to the Belisarius Call map, as well as some updates to Guild War Battlefield. I would encourage you to check out the full patch notes. This was a quick summary of the important stuff, and this video has gone on long enough. Hopefully it was useful. Bye for now.